Hey guys, this is Lovin Meets with Managing Director at Virtuzone, John Casey. He was with us today to talk all things corporate tax.
Does it affect you? Does it not affect you? Is it the same as income tax? Is it the same as sales tax? Whatever your questions may be on corporate tax, you do want to listen to this interview and see how Virtuzone is going to be helping out 10,000 companies just getting their taxes sorted for free.
Hey guys, welcome back to Lovin Dubai Show. Are you confused about UAE corporate tax? Well, so are we. So we're about to dive into the wild world of UAE corporate taxes with the help of an expert. We have John Casey, Managing Director at Virtuzone Accounting and Tax on the show. Virtuzone have made an incredible whopping pledge that could see you get a free corporate tax package worth 5,000 dirham. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Let's go.
Welcome. First of all, both of you look that side. Look, that's Casey. I just wanted to see who turned around first. Okay, love your shirt, by the way. Explain your shirt to us.
This is our campaign shirts. I think Dubai is probably the only place in the world right now where you can say, I love tax. And there's reasons for that because it is very lenient what's coming in. So, not too much panic. But I think it's, very fitting. It really fits the tax nerd, demeanor that I'm going for.
Well, fitting in more ways than one. Tell us, why are we not scared about corporate tax? You said it's a good place to be talking about corporate tax. What is corporate tax? When is it coming in? And are we nervous?
So the basic part of corporate tax, right, is it is a tax on profits. It's not like VAT where you pay it, day to day. It's basically tax on companies on their profits at the end of the year. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, this is something very common all over the world. All of us expats who have lived elsewhere already know all about this. So it's not a surprise that it's coming in, but I think it's a pleasant surprise just how it's coming or how it's getting introduced because some of the laws are very, let's say, friendly compared to other jurisdictions, especially on small businesses.
Okay, so how is it different compared to like income tax and sales tax? Like we understand the difference with VAT, but...
Yeah. So those are, first of all, the income tax, just to be clear, they're not introducing personal income tax, so you're not going to be paying taxes on your salaries or anything like that. Sales taxes, VAT is a sales tax. That's something that's called an indirect tax, and we don't want to get too deep into that, but those indirect taxes are something that you have to register for when you hit certain thresholds or when you meet certain criteria. Corporate tax is completely different. Okay, so corporate tax applies to every single company, and your default position, so your starting position, is that you are a taxpayer, and you need to prove if that's not the case. Very different to VAT, for example, where you sort of opt in when you hit a certain threshold.
Got you. Okay, so if we own a business, we are taxpayers unless we prove. So who essentially is affected by the new corporate tax laws?
So every single company in the UAE is impacted by this. All right, so it doesn't matter if you're a tiny company or if you just have your company for visa purposes, for example. You still have to go through all of the compliance steps. You might not have to actually pay tax, but even if you're not paying tax, you still need to go through the registration and the bookkeeping and the filing and all that.
So that is every single company across the board. There's no exemptions for this?
There's no exemptions from the compliance. There are absolutely exemptions from paying tax, but we need to be very careful, very clear about differentiating between the two.
Well, you mentioned at the beginning that it's a friendlier corporate tax here. So what makes it friendlier? Say, for example, if I have a small business, I'm selling cookies, the dream, to about 100 people, am I going to be paying corporate tax?
No, you won't. So the best one, or the best, especially for Virtuzone clients, I mean, we've always looked at the small, medium, and micro and startup sector of the economy. So there is a rule there called the small business relief, and they define small as revenue or sales of 3 million dirham, right? So what that means is if your revenue is less than 3 million dirhams, you don't have to pay tax.
Okay.
Which is awesome, right? I mean, that's the highest threshold that you'll get like that anywhere in the world. I think back in New Zealand, it's like $10,000 or something.
Okay.
So even if you don't have to pay tax, they still have to register. They still have to do accounting to prove that their revenue is less than 3 million. And then they need to file a tax return saying, hey, look, my revenue is less than 3 million.
Wow, for the first time, I think it's like just good to have a revenue less than 3 million. But does this apply to influencers as well?
Influencers, if they have a company.
Sorry, freelancers,
yes,
influencers.
Freelancers. So if they have a separate company, then yes. If they are trading under their own name, so if they're a freelancer or they have a an e-trading license, for example, it's a little bit different because that's sort of like their person. They're a natural person as opposed to an actual company. So it's a little bit different there. They have slightly different registration rules, but they still need to be aware of it all.
Mm-hmm. So that's really interesting because I would have read the news and looked at it as though, okay, so I'm not earning over 3 million. I don't need to worry about it. But what you're saying is you still need to register. So what is Virtuzone doing to help people get tax ready? Right.
So the thing that I've spoken to probably 1,000 businesses right now, and it's the most common thing that people are getting wrong. They're seeing these rules and they're saying, all right, looks like I don't have to pay tax, means I don't have to do anything, right? Which is just completely wrong. So we've gone out and we've said, all right, first of all, we need to put that theory to bed. Even if you are not paying tax, you still need to be tax ready. You still need to register. You still need to do your accounting, and you still need to file a tax return, right? And so what we are doing is we're going out to offering this to 10,000 businesses. Not sure, I haven't checked the counter this morning, but I know there's not 10,000 left.
What were you at yesterday?
I think it was 4,500.
4,500 people, okay.
Yeah, left. So for free, we're going to do the registration, right? I think we're one of the very few people offering a free registration in the market right now. And then we will get you up and running with your accounting, right? So we'll onboard you on proper accounting software, do 3 months of free accounting, so you're all ready for the 1st of January. And also we give a compliance guarantee. So if you come with us as a client, we guarantee that you won't get any penalties. If you get any of those administrative penalties, then we pay it for you.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's huge. It's
because
huge.
it takes I think it's a lot of not stress, but a lot of things you need to worry about and juggle in your head. Yeah, a lot of admin out of your hands.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole reason we're doing it. I mean, it takes a long time to learn the ins and outs of all of these pieces, right? But
so convenient.
Yeah.
What's the catch? I mean, right, Virtuzone is a company, I know you guys do licenses for small and big businesses.
Yep.
You are basically offering 10,000 people a headache-free admin service, which sounds the dream, but, you're still trying to keep the lights on, so
yeah.
What's the catch?
No, very good question. So there's no catch, there's no, there's nothing that locks them in. You don't have to put in a credit card number to get the free service or anything like that. So we are so confident in the quality and the affordability of what we're offering that after the 3 months, we're very confident that the majority of these clients will want to stay on with us as paying clients. But to be very, very clear, if after the 3-month period someone decides, you know what, I'm going to go and spend more and hire an internal accountant or go and try learn it all myself, it's absolutely fine. We're happy to have helped. We'll help you on your way. You take your data, take your information, and hopefully you'll come back to us eventually, but... Yeah.
That is a massively confident bet by Virtuzone. How much is that costing you guys?
So we're investing, it's 50 million dirhams, right?
Wow.
But we are already seeing, people that have come on for the free service saying, actually, you know what, this is good, let's lock it in. And so we're already seeing people actually taking up the service, which is
confidence.
Awesome to see.
Confidence, and so convenient.
Yeah.
Tried and tested, number 2, for everyone coming on board right now. And thirdly, entrepreneurs can just focus on their business and creativity and all of that and get this out of the way completely.
I know.
I
mean, as you can tell, I'm quite passionate about tax, but I know I don't share this passion with most business founders, and so this is the whole thing that they don't have to spend days a week trying to learn how to do this. They can just focus on their business.
So how's it calculated for companies small to big? Is it the same corporate tax across the board?
It is. Well, for the most part it is. But what you need to remember is there are these exemptions in place, right? So certain free zone businesses might be exempt from paying tax, but there's some hoops they need to jump through for that. There's the small business relief, which we spoke about before. So people won't be paying tax with less than 3 million revenue. But even if you are a tax-paying business, you only pay tax on your profits over 375,000 dirhams. So there are sort of all of these layers that you need to fall through before you're even paying tax. Now, most, startups and small businesses will probably be caught by one of those layers, so they won't be paying tax. But obviously, larger businesses and especially multinationals will be paying 9% on their profits.
9%.
But that's the great thing about this tax is that it really is targeted at the top end of town. Those larger companies, and they really don't want to disrupt the startup and small business sector, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Well, the key thing I've learned from today is that even if you fall through the exceptions and even if you don't have to pay tax, you still need to get yourself tax ready.
Absolutely.
Which is what I would have missed.
Yeah. And there are fines imposed if you don't do it, right? So there's no excuse anymore. It's not like you can say, I didn't have the time to work it out. We're doing it for free for you. So we don't want people coming to us.
You really have no excuses.
Yeah, we don't want people coming to us in a year's time going, hey, I just got this fine. Like, what's going on? We said, well,
told you guys.
We told you. We're offering it for free as well. So
the package is worth, to any business owner, it's worth $5,000. And how can they take advantage of it? How can they get it?
So they just need to go to taxready.ae. And it's very simple. Just put in your details, you receive a link, and then you need to just go through the process, uploading some documents and everything, and we take it from there.
It's as simple as that.
It's very simple.
Until it gets to a cap.
Yeah.
Right? There's
the catch.
Well, I mean, it's only 10,000 businesses, right? So, yeah.
Okay.
So, if you have been inspired to get your taxes in order, thank you, John Casey, for walking us through the steps to do so from Virtuzone. And if people want to get in touch with you, if they have any more questions, how can they do that?
Contact us on taxready.ae. Fill out the form, and there's help boxes and everything there as well. So.
Brilliant.
Get on there.
Thank you so much for your time this morning,
Thanks
guys.
for having me.
Happy Halloween, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.